Hi, Jessica Huggins. I spent most of my time at Levy Special Education Center, and initially I had gone and spent 2 hours with Mr. Tom Rains, and he had a middle school class. And after that, I spent the rest of my time with Miss Chichester, and she has elementary, ages 6 through 12, something like that. Ghosts. Anyways, the students were um, all different ages. They had Down syndrome, autism, Asperger's, and something called reactive attachment disorder. We didn't really get to talk a lot about that one, so I don't really know who had that, so I don't know what, like what I would have observed about that one in particular. But she said they have multi-diagnoses, and they all have behavioral issues, and I think they said emotionally disturbed. I don't remember. But anyways, what was the next thing? Related teaching and learning setting. They had a lot of centers in both classrooms, the middle school and the elementary. They did centers, and I'm going to talk mostly about the elementary school, or the elementary one, because that's where I spent most of my time. So the centers in the elementary classroom were reading. They had fine motor skills and like kind of like life skills, like buttoning and unzipping things and like putting like coins into like a piggy bank kind of a thing. And they did letters, and I assume they do math, but I didn't see. I didn't go to all the centers. I mostly just did the reading one and the fine motor skills. And we actually had a lot of activities going on when I was there. We had a program, like they did a program, they'd been practicing for like a month. They did like a music program, and that was not just the class that I was in, but it was like 2 other classrooms, and with different disabilities. Like the first group that came out, they were all in wheelchairs, and then the last group that came out, I think they were the neighboring classroom, and there was like kind of I think they were more autistic students in there. But anyways, I thought it was really nice. It was a really good program, and they really did a great job of like picking instruments for them to play. Everything sounded really good, and everything looked really cute. And they sang a little bit, and they danced. It was adorable. And surprisingly, kind of sadly, only one parent showed up to that. I mean, it was kind of in the middle of the day, but still, I think I would have tried to make that. But center. Yes, and the effectiveness of the teaching strategies used with the special needs learners. I like how they did the centers. It was a really good way to kind of keep them all engaged and keep them kind of moving around for the ones that needed that constant kind of like change of pace and everything, or changing up of things, so that they could not get bored and not get any ideas on how to like misbehave. Just keep them active and learning. And I was really surprised at how many of them really were wanting to learn. That was really interesting. Like they wanted to know a lot of things, and they liked doing their schoolwork. What else? Oh, and they had them in pairs, and like some of them required more time to kind of think and process things, whereas others, like I said, needed to kind of move along quickly so that they didn't, start acting out or whatever. And, they did a lot of like punishment and reward kind of things, where they would like, if someone was misbehaving or not behaving appropriately, they would kind of take away something that they had wanted. Like they did a lot of turns. They took a lot of turns on the smart board. They played games and stuff like that. So if somebody wasn't waiting their turn, then they didn't get a turn. Another thing is that for like the rewards, there was a lot of like high-fiving and hugging. It was very much like a family in there. It was very nice. It was a very nice environment, actually. And I was surprised to find out that like a lot of the students will stay with the same teacher for many years, like from kindergarten or whatever until 5th grade. So I thought that was interesting. So they kind of really do kind of get to know each other on a more like personal family kind of level. What was the last thing? My thoughts and ideas about teaching in a classroom that includes special needs learners. I didn't actually get to go to a school with where it was like integrated regular education and special education, because no other schools called me back until like yesterday. So I was like, well, I'm already pretty much done here. But anyways, so I spent all my time at Levy, and there's no regular education students there. But as far as my thoughts and ideas about teaching in a classroom that includes special needs learners, I don't know. I just really like the idea of centers and having different places for them to go. And there's actually a lot. I didn't really ask about the ratio, like if there was like a certain, requirement or whatever. But there seemed to be pretty much like an adult for every child, like a helper for every child, or a para. I don't really know what they're called. But I thought that was cool, and I never really considered maybe teaching special education, but it really kind of brought that into consideration because it seemed like an enjoyable thing to do, like an enjoyable kind of environment, and very rewarding probably. I don't want to say more so, but maybe. But it was just a nice visit, and it was just a really fun group. Everybody was really nice, and everyone did a really great job, and the kids were really great. And I don't want to say, it sounds kind of ignorant, but I was a little apprehensive going into it because, not that I've never been around anybody that had any kind of disabilities or anything, but I didn't really know what to expect. And because I know, like, my cousin Philip, like, bites, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to be, like, bitten. And, like, yeah, that happens. It happens. Actually, I saw a lady get bitten, like, a couple times. But, I don't know. They handle it, very well. And I don't know if that's something that you can learn or if it's something you just kind of have. But everyone that worked there is really well suited for the job. And it's a good thing to see. I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about anymore. I don't know what I was talking about. But anyways, but it really helped me kind of, just kind of realize that maybe that is another option for me. And it could be very fun. And, the things. This is the first teacher I went to, I think his name was Tom Raines. And then Miss Denise Chichester is where I spent actually most of my time. And there you have it. Hope I get an A. Ooh.